Again, everyone, Dan Bachman here, and it is time for a long overdue update. I know it's been a while, and so many of you have been leaving messages, just kind, thoughtful, loving, supportive messages. I just don't even know where to start thanking you all. You've just been this unexpected blessing, all of you surrounding me throughout this whole process. I never expected it. I mean, I started this little series of updates just as a way to keep my family and friends apprised of kind of where I was in my treatment approach, so I could give a good explanation of where I was without having to spend an hour on the phone with everyone, which I just don't have, of course. And then all of you showed up, and oh my gosh, words escape me. And still, I'm kind of in disbelief at how wonderful and supportive just all of you are. You guys don't know me, and yet you're offering all of this help and support and prayers. My love goes to all of you. I feel it. But with that out of the way, let me let you know where we are. So today is December 2nd, I believe, and I believe it's been a month or so since the last time we talked. And since in that time, I started the new immunotherapy trial. It's a phase 1 trial. It's a new immunotherapy drug, and got into the trial. Excuse me, my little cough here has been bothering me. I don't think it's anything ominous, just so you know. If it does come back, I apologize. But this is immunotherapy. So immunotherapy is leading edge of oncology treatment, meaning we had traditional chemo, just as a refresher. They do IV, and I've done that. You know, I did that for a year. But it's typically IV, sometimes oral, and basically it's really strong poison that you're hoping is going to kill the tumor before it kills you. So you have lots of side effects, loss of hair and nausea and all those big, unfun things. Immunotherapy is the next stage of that. So as opposed to just being a general poison that's bad for all of you and hopefully the tumor more, immunotherapy is targeted. They call it targeted therapy. So it's aimed at the specific tumor you have. So the idea being we can send all of the medicine exactly where it's needed and not to the other places that might be damaged in the process. So fewer side effects. Now, this trial I'm on, they test several different versions, different strengths of the immunotherapy by itself. And in my case, it's the immunotherapy plus a traditional chemo drug as well. Both of them are oral. So I take 2 pills a day, one of each of them once a day. And they're basically trying to see, hey, what configuration, what dose seems to get levels in the blood where we want them and get the best results as far as shrinking tumor, which is the goal. And how do people react to it, right? So how many side effects or what kinds of things, where are the risks? So we know how to dose this or prescribe it, if at all, in the future to other patients. So I'm a guinea pig. And so far, let me just say this. So I started that on November 15th. So I guess it's been 2.5 weeks. Now, I was worried that I might not get into that trial because just like the 2 weeks before that, so beginning of November, I was having GI motility problem, meaning things I would eat but nothing would come out. So that's a stark contrast from where I was. So before all this, because I had my rectum removed, there's no holding area for things. So food just tends to go through. So it's lots of bathroom trips a day, maybe 20, 15 or 20. I went from that to none. And not really sure what triggered that. But so I'd get really bloated anytime I ate or drank anything. Really uncomfortable. Very similar to what I experienced when my ostomy bag wasn't filling up. Meaning when they were trying to divert food after my colon surgery into this bag to give the colon a chance to heal, the idea is it goes into the bag instead of going all the way out, and that gives it a chance to heal where they just did the surgery. But nothing was going into the bag. So this was last summer. Summer 2022, a year and a half ago. And boy, that was not fun. I mean, that's why I was in the hospital for 2 months. Couldn't eat for 2 months, lost 50 pounds. So this felt similar to that. Not as bad, Not as miserable, but plenty miserable. Couldn't eat very much, started losing some weight. All before the trial started on November 15th this time. So I was worried, man, and I was getting electrolyte deficiencies, just like I was in the hospital, because I couldn't absorb things. I was getting low on sodium, getting low on chloride, potassium got low, which can lead to spasms and heart issues. So that's the big issue there. Thankfully, I figured that out diet-wise and home remedy-wise. Big thanks to my mom for helping me work through different things. We tried everything: enemas, laxatives, suppositories, different laxatives. I ended up using senna, which is a natural leaf. I take senna tea once a day in the afternoon, and it takes care of everything. And it's pleasant. It's not painful. It just makes sure I'm regular every day. So that is a massive relief. Let me just say that. If you've ever experienced constipation, not fun. Just kind of gets in the way of everything else you're trying to do. And so that is much more manageable. And of course, bloating is way down, energy levels way up, so potassium, sodium, and all those things are back up in range now where I want them. So energy levels still a bit low comparatively to before all this. Again, not sure what to attribute that to, but I haven't been to the gym in a month as a result. However, I am walking more, so I'm walking almost daily, which I value a lot. Of course, that helps with bowel motility as well. Movement helps things move. And as far as the drug, so I'm taking it. It doesn't have we don't know the official name of the drug, but in the study, it's called DCC, and then some number afterwards. It's of the 3 trials I qualified for, it's the one that's expected to be the most effective. And I did the first month, they call it the first cycle, is the first month. You get a ton of imaging and lab work and tons of doctor's visits. They want to know everything about where you were before you started and track things closely throughout the first month so they can see if there are any side effects that are developing, we can address them, modify the dose or switch things. The only side effect I've noted, well, one of the side effects is constipation. So I'm wondering if that was a contributor to this GI stuff I was having before. However, I had those issues before starting the trial, so I don't know if they just made something worse that was already there. But regardless, things are moving along nicely now without going into more detail there. So I'm very pleased about that. And so tons of, I had it's called a MUGA scan, which is a heart scan. I had many EKGs. I had brain MRI, CT of chest, abdomen, pelvis with contrast, bone scan or bone densitometry test. By the way, it says my bones are mega strong. So the way I'd never had one of those before, bone densitometry. They said your chance of breaking your hip in the next 10 years is like 0.01%. So apparently my bones are super strong. I like that. Brain MRI looks great. Like that too. Because I'd always secretly wondered, hey, I know this stuff spreads. I don't know where it's spread to. We've never really looked at the brain other than my PET scan a couple of years ago. They looked at the whole body. It was good then. But brain looks fantastic. Bones look fantastic. My last CT scans were about coming up on a month ago. They came back. I was generally pleased. Everything was pretty stable. Liver tumor had not grown. Still there, obviously, had not grown. This is before we started the trial. Liver tumor not grown. Pancreas about the same. And again, that's the big, scary one that if it's the biggest threat to my life is the tumor in the pancreas. And again, the reason that matters more than the lungs, again, in both lungs, liver, there's one spot, pancreas. The reason the pancreas matters is because where it is in the head of the pancreas can pinch off the bile duct, I believe it is, that runs to and from the liver, I think. And if that happens, my oncologist said you got about 1 or 2 days of being alive. You'll turn yellow. Now, I have not had any jaundice, which is what that's called. Your skin and eyes turning yellow. No jaundice. So that's the biggest thing. So what I'm considering right now, I'm waiting to hear back from my oncologist on the advice of a very smart, educated, familiar person who just took time out of his own life to reach out to me, and his a lot of experience in this area of research and oncology. He said, you should get the bile duct stent, S-T-E-N-T. It's a little plastic tube that props that bile duct open, so if the tumor grows, it will not collapse that tube and extend, the theory is, can extend my life by keeping my liver happy, even if the tumor does grow. Now here's the other thing. There is something, if I'm recalling the name of this phenomena correctly, there's something called tumor, I'm going to blank on the name of it. It's basically, as tumors die, your body responds to the tumor, the hard tumor disintegrating with inflammation. So it's your body apparently senses that, hey, this is part of us that's being damaged. Let's go send inflammation there and try to heal it. Try to heal it. Now, inflammation causes swelling. So we all know that from a sprained ankle, right? That's inflammation. It's part of the body's healing process. Here's why it could matter. Even if the drugs do what they are supposed to do, which is kill the tumors, right? That's what we want. The process of the tumor dying the swelling could pinch down that tubule, bile duct, and cause the same effect as if it was the tumor itself growing and causing that duct to be closed. That would be horrible. The thing we want to happen, causing me to die early because it's working. So this person, wonderful man, obviously very knowledgeable. I'm not going to give his name just for his privacy reasons, but we spoke the other day. He pointed out that, hey, this is something you may want to have. Well, he insisted, this is something you definitely want to have done prophylactically, meaning don't wait until the tumor grows and pinches the tube to do the surgery, because then you have other life-threatening issues already that complicate the surgery and maybe make the risk higher. Since we're planning on the tumors dying, that is the whole point of this. Put the tube in now. That way, as the tumor dies, you survive. Tumor dies, you survive. Excuse me. So I've reached out to my oncologist. I'm waiting to hear back. This was just late yesterday, Friday, so I'm expecting to hear from my oncologist on Monday. So that's something I'm definitely considering. How has attitude and everything has been great. My mom and dad are staying with me currently. I got my brother John arriving today from Tennessee, where he lives. He's in the Army. He's a physician assistant there. And he may shadow me in clinic here on Monday, maybe part of Tuesday, which I'm very excited about to have him here, period. But especially since he's a healthcare provider as well, I'd love to have him watching how we do things here with musculoskeletal healthcare. Let's see, what else is new? Attitude's been great. Feeling excited and every day. Sorry. Every day still feels like an adventure. I'm excited to bounce out of bed. Sleep has been better. Oh yeah, there's another thing. So my heart rate and blood pressure have both been dropping. Resting heart rate and blood pressure, which is a good sign of general health. So my resting heart rate is now about 53 beats a minute. It's pretty low. I think a lot of times they say 72 is normal resting heart rate. I'm down in the 50s. And the reason that's good is because the fewer times your heart has to push its whole volume of blood, I think it's like 3 liters, 5 liters of blood, has to cycle that about once a minute through your body. And your heart's just a pump. It just pumps things and they circulate. And the fewer beats it takes to do that, means that your heart is more efficient as a pump, which is good. It means you're pushing more blood with each beat, so it doesn't have to beat as much. So lower heart rate, exercise improves that, diet, sleep, all the things our body needs. If we attend to those things, heart rate tends to go down, especially with exercise. And heart rate's coming down. My HRV, which stands for heart rate variability. It is an emerging, been around a long time, but it's emerging in research as being a great indicator for overall health in general. My HRV had been very low for a year, and it has been nudging up dramatically as my sleep has improved. And I attribute that to mostly just to spending more time in bed, being able to sleep better, fewer interruptions. I still get up several times a night, but accumulating more sleep over time, even though it says, my watch, it says sleep quality is poor, poor to fair at best. But I'm getting 9, 10 hours plus in bed at night, so I'm just accumulating enough rest that my body can do all the repair it needs to do at night, or more of it. And that's being reflected, I believe, in my low heart rate, my low blood pressure, and my high HRV. HRV, heart rate variability, how much it changes and adapts during your day and night. Variability is a sign of a healthy heart. And the athletes may have an HRV up in the 80s on a 100-point scale. Mine's running around 65, 70. And there have been some studies that found that folks who have an HRV above 65, who have cancer, but HRV above 65 have longer all-time lifespan, or we'll say lower all-cause mortality, meaning of the ways you can die, people who have an HRV of 65 or higher do less of the dying of all kinds, including the cancer. So longer lifespan, higher HRV, longer lifespan in general is a good thing. I use a Garmin watch to track mine. Has an app on your phone, very easy. Tracks sleep as well, steps, heart rate. Excuse me. All those things. So I've got a lot of indicators pointing up and to the right, which I like. Belly is still not normal feeling, but much, much better. I would say it's probably 85% better than it was back when I was having that misery. So, and looking ahead, let's see, I've got about another week or two of my first cycle, my first month in the trial. So I guess I'm like, 20 days in or something like that. Once we get done with this first month, which would be December 15th, then many fewer visits. So right now I'm doing every 2 weeks, I do a 12-hour stay in the oncology clinic where they monitor me intensely. There's blood work, EKGs all day, lots of attention, lots of individualized attention. So I've got, you get literally one-on-one care. I'm the only patient in there most of the time. I've got doctors and nurses, everyone who's only paying attention to me. So I feel very fortunate to be in that situation. I feel like I'm getting the best care situation I could imagine. And they're all smart and thoughtful and empathetic. So really, I feel like I've lucked out with my whole care situation along the way. So, and the next big milestone I have is a tumor biopsy on December 13th. So, December 13th, not that far off, month and 5, 6 weeks, something like that. I'm not excited about that because then they go in, they're going to pick a tumor. We don't know which one. Liver, lung. I've done a liver and a lung so far. I'm betting it'll be one of those. But anytime you poke a tumor and take a little bite out of it, it gives the opportunity for the tumor to spread because it's punctured, right? The little seeds of the tumor can spread around. Don't want that to happen, but on the other hand, we need to track tumor composition, tumor progress, see if the drug is getting into the tumor where it's supposed to, doing what it's supposed to. And that's part of the trial. You have to agree to that. It's mandatory. So not excited about that, but they're mostly painless. You're in this kind of twilight sedation, which is really interesting. We did it both times. So I was awake when they did my liver. They get a long kind of surprisingly scary, thick needle thing with a trigger on the end. They stick it into the liver, and every time they pull a trigger, it takes a bite out of whatever it's in. They put you under the sedation. They said you're going to be super relaxed. You're going to feel no pain. You're going to hear us talking while you're asleep. Do what we tell you. So they'll say things like, "Okay, hold your breath," and then you're going to feel a little click inside. Snip, 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 snip. And they took about 4 or 5 of them, and then they come out. Same thing with my lung. It's weird, but not scary. It's bizarre, but kind of cool. So anyway, that's coming up. Also, I had my birthday November 18th. Thank you so much, all of you, for birthday wishes. That was my first milestone, because that was the first date I was supposed to maybe die, right? It was on my birthday. So I'm now 55. I'm well into my 55th year, or I guess 56th year at this point. I started it. And so mission accomplished, yes, job one. And then, so my 2 to 6 months recommendation was back in September. So my birthday, November 18, was about 2 months. The next date to beat, is how I look at it, would be, October, November, December, January, February, March. So March of 2024 is my next date to beat, to be alive. And I feel like I'm on track absolutely for that. Trending better. And I think that's about it at this point. The other huge thing that has me personally super excited is that I finally was able to launch my online self-treatment course for low back pain. So this has been my life's work so far, is solving the mystery that is low back pain. So if you or someone you know has had low back pain that keeps coming back, it's debilitating, maybe it's getting worse and worse over time as time goes by, maybe you've tried all the physical therapy, you've tried chiropractic and acupuncture and massage, and you've gotten joint injections and meds and all those things, and none of it worked, this program is designed exactly for you. Now here's the other thing about this course. These are little micro video lessons of me showing you how to do all the same stuff I do with my patients right here in this clinic. All day, every day, for years and years. The same approach, little to no equipment required. And what we tell our patients, this is what we give them: 2 visits. We only see them twice to get them at least 80% better, equipped to get the remaining progress on their own, and most importantly, equipped to not need me again for this problem in 2 visits. In fact, our average is less than 2 visits. Now, because you don't have me there personally, you're watching me on a video, it may take a little longer, but I would say maybe a week at most what's going to give you your answer if these things are working for you. Meaning, you should have, over 1 week, significant improvement in how your back feels and how you move. So if you're hurting less, moving better over 1 week, it suggests you are doing the right stuff. Keep doing it. So this is basically all these little simple exercises and stretches that I give my patients. It shows you how to do these things on your own, how to tell which ones you need, how to tell when you're done with them. There's nothing else I've found online or anywhere. There's no program like this out there. Sorry, I get a little excited about this because this is something that research has not figured out. This is something I created on my own over 23 years in practice. So anyway, that's something I'm personally excited about. I'll put a link down in the description of this video if you're interested. And we even have a 20% discount going on right now for Christmas, through Christmas Day. So not to plug that too much, but hey, this is something that I am massively proud of, massively excited to see how effective it's going to be working on out in the wild on all of you, and see if we can break through some of these. Low back pain is a massive problem all over the world. It's one of the top reasons for disability worldwide. And these simple approaches that we use right here with our patients in clinic consistently work over and over and over with 80% plus of our patients. Sometimes 80, 90, somewhere in there. So there are always many different things that can cause back pain. Of course, you can have a trauma or a fracture, dislocation, injuries of various kind, infection. There are a lot of those. But those scary causes usually make up only about 5%, maybe less, of all the back pain out there. So all the rest of it is what this course is designed for. So if you're hurting or you know someone who is, consider trying this course. Money back guarantee, you have online access to this for a year. Also, you can download all of them. So even if you use that money back guarantee after 2 weeks and got your money back, paid nothing overall, you still own those things. So you can download, I made them so where you can download them and own them. I want people to feel better. So anyway, enough of my little speech there. Again, I'm super grateful for all of you. I know we're approaching the year end here. This is holiday season for many of you, and all of you in other countries. I'm thinking about you as well. I'm ever so grateful for all of the support and the love and the prayers and just the endless encouragement that I get from all of you. You're all wonderful, near and dear to my heart. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.